welcome back with Tips for Tunes. It's time. We're going to do a new game plus based on our previous campaign. We got all the cosmetics after the finale. We got all the stuff, all the cool things, almost all the cool things. This time we're going to be doing a light hunter run and get a really cool armor. Sorry. We are also, post stream, I also took several sessions to enhance some of the abilities I have with mods, like, for instance, Miko and the Hulk now each have quick cards. That sort of thing. So it's going to be even better. Now, this is the twist. We may have better abilities, but, however, what we are also going to do is we're going to make this an express game. I'm calling it Express, plus Express. What that means is I'm not going to linger. You know me, I like to sit on between story missions and work the heroes up. We're not going to do that. We're going to use the side missions strictly to unlock the story missions. So this should be an express campaign, for better or worse. I don't know how much we get worked up, but we do have the abilities. It's the strength and experience that we may not be accumulating, but we'll find out. Everything else we're going to have is the same. We're going to have the Abbey mysteries and those challenges and that sort of thing. So the fact that I've done this several times and I know where everything is, that helps. So let's see, bearing all, what do I have here? Okay, so what I did is I purged my combat items for essence, because those don't come along. I purged my reagents and turned them, most of them, into credits, because that gets eaten up the fastest. So that too are coming along. We're getting essences, we're getting keys, we're getting credits and gloss. So I had too much gloss. I used the gloss and whatever I had left of the Wondergore Everbloom, and I made credits from that. And whatever was left, most of what it was left, I converted many reagents into more essences. So I don't think we'll be broke. Let's put it that way. So let's see what we have here. This, the latest one, includes also purging the combat items for, because those don't come along. What doesn't come along? Combat items don't come along. Charlie's abilities don't come along. You have to build her with everything else. The Abbey mystery stuff doesn't come along, so you don't get journal pages, you don't get the cookbooks. So, you know, anything like that does not come along. Anything that, and I'm setting it so that any research that we do as part of the story, we earn things back. We can't, from the beginning, we cannot like shove an enemy into an enemy or into a wall or something. We can't do that until we earn that with research. So what do we get with us? The heroes are with us. Everything we've all worn comes with us. All my cosmetics of color skin, color eyes comes with us. I'm also setting the friendship to the beginning. They earn those back, even though they will have their legendary abilities and their legendary outfits, and they will have their passives. There's nothing like bringing up the friendship and having a reason to celebrate. Now, the other thing that we're not going to have also are the pictures, right? You start with a new campaign, you're a new hunter, you have new memories to make. So anything that was on the walls are going to be wiped clean, and you've got to make those from anything, pictures you take there, or any victory shots, that sort of thing. So that too is going to be. So you'll see the once we're past the first story mission, which is out of our hands and basically serve as a tutorial, you'll see the kind of abilities we have. Because it's the beginning of the game, it's going to be dialed back. You're not going to see hundreds or 1,000 value for an ability. You're going to see 50. The big super ones are going to be like 75 or 100. It's like, wow. It'll still make things very easy. But also keep in mind, when you're in a regular game, you start with 7 heroes, so you really work between them. And while you can still take anybody with you to a hangout, or anybody with you to a mission, the game will still focus on those characters because that's where you are in the story. Everybody will be there, but for the most part, that's who you're going to see. In fact, you're not going to see them, for instance, at a social event that's part of the story. I'm going to say that. You're only going to see the characters involved for that. And if there are any DLC characters, aka downloaded content, and 4 heroes and their villains and their story arc were added later after the game first released. So anybody that we may have started at that point might be standing there. So you may see them kind of quietly standing to the side, but they're not. You could go to them, but they won't have any interaction as part of the story. So it's a lot. It's interesting. So I've gotten this. This was my last one, New Game Plus, End Game, which was the post-finale stuff where I got all the crazy eye colors and skin colors. And let's do that. Begin a new campaign while carrying over progression from a previous playthrough save of your choice. Customize which parts of your progression to carry over, such as hero abilities, friendships, cosmetics, and more. The following features are always enabled in New Game Plus campaigns based on the selected save data. Previously unlocked heroes are available from game start. All regions, mission types, and villains are available for the entire campaign. That means when you're at the mirror table to choose a mission, you can go to any 3 locations: Transia, American Southwest, or New York City. Those are not locked. Hero requirements are removed from previously complete research projects. So you may see those come sooner and sooner. Okay, so we always start... Really? I didn't know we could do that. I think in the past they said... oh yeah, we're locked. We're locked in heroic. I thought you get locked into normal. Cool. Okay, so we're locked in heroic 2. I want to play the mission, because to me the mission is part of the story. That means an opening sequence. It is actually a story mission. Hero abilities, you want to carry over. Friendship levels, I do not want to carry over. Resources, which means all these wonderful things, are coming over. So we will have, even though we haven't gotten to the point of earning keys yet, we will have a collection of keys that I'm carrying over. It's a pretty nice collection. I think it's like 12 or something. Cosmetics. Unlock cosmetics with purchased cosmetics immediately available. So there you go. Everybody, yeah, let's just say everybody can have their club shirts now if they want. But you know, they'll be available, but I'd have to select them for them. It's not like we're lacking in gloss at any time. Weren't we like almost 40,000 in gloss? It's the most useless thing, and once you get started, you don't have to worry. Launch campaign. Are we ready? Cue the sequence.
You know how much I hate this hocus-pocus nonsense, Faustus. Now you want to tell me just what the hell is so important?
Sleeping Mother, Sacred Harbinger, awaken and reclaim what is yours. You who rise with the moon in darkness, who prepares the path for the midnight sun. Turn your merciless eyes upon us and arise!
Nice show, Doc. Next time, call Zemo. Better yet, I'll just shoot you and save us all the trouble.
I can feel it, Rox. Trouble in the air. More innocent blood joining you soon. Head back to your magic castle. You ain't welcome here.
It's called a sanctum, and welcome or not, this is where fate has determined the Sorcerer Supreme needs to be.
Tell fate. Answers no.
This is the secret guardian you dragged me 5,000 miles to meet?
Who's the mouth?
Mr. Stark is brash, but I assure you, he can be trusted.
Wait, you seriously don't know who I am?
The fabric of magic is shifting, Johnny. The prophecy of the Midnight Sun is upon us.
Your last crusade cost me plenty. This time I intend to look after my own.
Hey pal, I don't think you understand. Things are changing. 2 + 2 no longer equals 4. Up is sometimes down, and strange here is actually starting to make sense.
Do I look like someone who gives a damn about any of that?
No, you look like you should be bouncing for the double deuce. Listen, all I know is hell's coming, and my pal here says you can help.
That's where you're wrong. Hell's not coming. It's already here. You're welcome, Robo-Man.
Iron Man?
Robo-Man, supposedly famous, and Doctor Strange, loquacious and happy
okay.
to talk about it.
It's fine. I know what he meant.
Okay, so
We come all the way out here, and the old man runs off with that precious page of yours. Could have at least left us some VIP passes for the carnival. Maybe blown up a few monsters on the way out.
Johnny Blaze has sacrificed a great deal for this world already. I am certain he will come around given time.
Thought you said time was the one thing we didn't have. All right, let's just wrap this up. I think I've got sand in my nanopolymer weave.
So, yeah, as if you've seen the tutorial before, these are really to show you how to play the game. The rules that normally apply, for instance, these foes, when defeated, usually refund a card play. We don't have anything like that here. It's just to show how to use cards and how to do a turn. And eventually in the sequence we'll also get to learn about environmentals. You'll see that soon too. There are 3 main types of cards which represent hero abilities: attacks, skills, and heroics. Playing a card costs a card play. Select an ability card with click to activate it. Then select a target with, again, a left click to confirm the ability. Each turn, you receive 3 card plays. Okay, we've got an attack card here. Attack cards damage enemies. All attacks grant a heroism when used. Some attacks have added effects like knockback or stun. So that's what we're going to do here. We've got basically to hit these things.
Let's do it. Hey, the jerk store called. They're running low on you guys.
So for the sake of this sequence, 2 of these will generate each one
This shouldn't take long.
heroism point. And one of Iron Man's...
I bet you guys couldn't even beat the security guards in my parking garage.
One of Iron
Am I really
Man's-
gonna have to bring out the big guns for this?
One of Iron Man's really cool abilities is coming up next to take care of the rest. A heroic card. They're powerful and decisive. Playing heroic cards requires heroism. Gain heroism by playing attack and skill cards. This one doesn't point to anybody because it's gonna attack everyone.
I'm saving my energy so we need it.
That was really something.
Okay, once you've played your turn, played your cards, use X to finish your turn. And for the sake of the tutorial, that really is all you have. There's nothing else but card plays. So we will end our turn. It changes.
Everything according to plan.
Okay, minions and elites. There are 2 types of enemies, minions and elites. Minions have no health. Any damage defeats them instantly. They are frail but still dangerous. Elites have higher health totals and require more damage to defeat. They also have a lifeline. As you can see in the right picture, above its head, it's going to have like a red line. That means it's full health, and you have to really wear it down to get rid of it. Attack and heroic cards. Use them wisely. High damage cards may be wasted on minions. Also, you'll see, and they'll bring this up later as well. You see there's an icon here? Usually you can tell when your turn is over and there are any of them left, they're gonna go after that hero.
That suit may be a marvel of technology, but it's no match for the mystic arts. Allow me to demonstrate.
Oh, so it's a contest now. Then you take the extra creepy one.
Gladly.
Okay, so let's play with our camera a little bit. Now, Winds of Watum is a knockback, which is something that you can throw somebody into somebody else. The first one you hit is going to get hit the hardest, obviously, and whatever, anything here, obviously you can take him out. So if we're lined up, as they show here, you can hit it into something or another enemy. After selecting a target, aim the knockback direction to view potential impact points. Confirm the direction to push the enemy unit. Try knocking enemies into objects, heroes, or other enemies for extra damage. Eventually, not at the beginning here, but eventually you will take advantage of knocking into another hero. At this part of the game, in the early parts of the game, you're actually injuring the hero, so there's no advantage. It might hit a little harder, but you're gonna hurt your hero. Okay, so we're gonna take this one and take this out.
Let's try. I'm skeptical of your chances, but stranger things have happened.
Okay, so what do these guys value? 10 for the biggie guys, and this guy is a 3. So I'm gonna take, because if we have one left, and we are no matter what, let's have a minion left. He might be weaker, but he's still gonna hit harder. When I say,
any way we know how.
I say he, it's a pretty generic thing over here. I can say
Interesting tactic.
Okay, so now we have the Axe of Angaramus, which is a heroic card that Doctor Strange has, and it usually does nice. There's more about Doctor Strange's. They each have unique aspects of their gameplay that we'll get to when we get to that part. But for the most part, for the sake of this, Axe of Angaramus will take the big one out, and we'll have the little minion left.
Prepare yourself. I truly doubt they're paying you enough for what's about to happen.
Okay, so there's no more gameplay. This one is not specifying who he'll attack, if any, or it'll attack, if any. So I don't know.
They are relentless.
See, it's only 2 points. It could have been more if
We'll
I
have
said
to
the other
deal with
one.
a few more, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Probably still won't be enough, but you can try.
At the start of each turn, hero icons will appear above each enemy, showing what enemy that enemy intends to attack. Use this information to determine which enemies to defeat first, or which heroes to defend. In this case, Doctor Strange is in danger. What you can do, see what you can do to assist him. So, you can
Now
see,
that I have their attention, perhaps a blessing is in order. Something protective?
Well, I could give you a hand, or a shield in this case.
So in
In the
this,
spirit of cooperation, I'll accept your offer. Just this once.
Don't mention it.
so we still have this one from before, but we also have these. 2 are toughies, and then there's another minion. But adding their attacks up would take him out. So we have a skill card that Tony Stark can give block either to himself or to an ally. Skill cards. Use skill cards to control the battle and gain heroism. Skills provide powerful supplemental effects like healing, damage boosts, drawing cards. Skills do not generally deal damage. Not directly anyway, but you'll see that soon too. Skills are a great way to build heroism for powerful attacks. They provide more heroism than attack cards. So he's going to take care of Doctor Strange.
Uncle Tony's got your back.
I thank you.
So he's got 30 points that he can take hits without getting injured. As long as that shield is up, he will not take direct injury. This is a little tricky too because he's in such a bad place. I can see you can do this, but what can you do after? That's a good question. 'Cause I don't think this thing could really go to your friends over here. So
Let me show you the way. I fully intend to make this as miserable as possible for you. Fair warning.
see, I don't see where we're able to stop having 3 characters attack him. So I'll take one out.
Let's give it a
one
go.
big and one small. We'll get him.
I know that wasn't your signature move.
Okay, so we have this little one here. We got the big one there. They're gonna attack him. He's got some fortification. He's got 30. Ooh, he's higher. Well, he's got armor on too. He got protection. See, I took 5 instead of 2.
So, you want to be nasty about it then?
Okay.
Perhaps there's a bounty on Sorcerer Supremes?
I think we pissed them off. Got a spell for that, maybe?
Interesting. A spell to change the very demeanor of our enemies. Something along the lines of the psionic manipulations of Eros of Titan?
If you can't make it happen in the next 10 seconds, I'm not interested.
Okay, so we have to consider this. We have minions, we have non-minions. We have a guy over here. We obviously will not be able to do air superiority on him unless we blast him first. So that's a given.
That'll work.
That's the spirit.
Yeah, okay. And then you got here. That one that's been injured over here from earlier is going to be taken out by air superiority. These are not. Let me see here. Look at these things. Nasty, nasty. This won't be taken out easily. And they're all looking at both of them. So the question is, is there something we could smack this into? Excellent.
A moment of preparation.
Now there's also a reason why we're also accumulating heroism on the lower right.
Love ya.
Because we're going to be using 2 for air superiority, but we won't be done yet. So what we see here is 1, 2, 3 will be taken out and 3 will be left. Diminished. So see what happens next. Your turn, Stark.
Let's try this one. Nothing personal. Okay, maybe a little personal.
Okay, many objects on the battlefield can be used to your advantage with environmental attacks. Environmental attacks cost heroism but do not use a card play. These free attacks are very useful. Use them wisely to score important knockouts. Try using 1 or more rocks to wipe out extra enemies. Environmental objects will glow when they can be used to attack a nearby enemy. So,
And while you ponder arrows, maybe we should just try throwing a big rock at him?
okay, so we've got 3 left. They're diminished. These things take out 10 points, so great. It's overkill. Technically, if you didn't hit any of them, I suppose You could have taken them out too. Here, one.
Sure, why not?
Now, the great thing about this is the characters each have their own style. So this is what Doctor Strange does.
This won't end well.
See, he's not so hands-on. He uses the magic to levitate and smack him with the rock. Also, the fact that knowing the backstory, he has damaged hands, and expecting him to pick up a rock and throw it is not very realistic. Okay.
Here we go.
Wham! And that's our tutorial. First tutorial, let's put it that way.
If I'm being honest, that encounter went better than I expected.
Tony, I've been noticing a recurring gamma spike.
You see, this is why you shouldn't eat spicy food, Bruce.
Localized in the West Village, converging on the Sanctum.
Wanda.
The collective works of the universe's greatest sorcerers, and he left them underneath the takeout menus.
Shifting mystical polarities are wreaking havoc on my portals.
You don't say. You okay, kid?
Scarlet Witch, Strange's new apprentice. It's complicated.
Yes. Are you?
Let's, put a pin in that.
Whoa. Oh! Captain Marvel, Earth's mightiest hero. Really flirkin' powerful.
Carol.
Bruce and I have been trying to reach you. He'd have come himself, but he's...
Oh, you did the big green guy proud.
Here comes the gamma spike.
I really should up my homeowner's insurance.
Hail Hydra!
Miss Maximoff, the wards of protection, if you please.
Stephen, I can fight. I've got control now.
Then show me by activating the wards. In the meantime, in honor of our missing companion, the rest of you may feel free to smash away.
Okay.
Delivering service.
It appears that I'm their central focus.
Ooh.
Nice one, Carol. Always the direct approach.
You know I don't mess around. Besides, we picked up some crazy gamma readings coming from, well, here. Guessing that explains the Hydra goons and ominous green lights.
Yes, but not why you failed to use the front door.
Hi, how about we discuss proper hero landing etiquette after we take down the bad guys?
Okay, now, this is formatted like a story mission where you have sequences of cinematics and you have 2 battles. In fact, his block has carried over, and usually that does happen. However, any heroism you had left over gets purged. If you happen to have any cards left, they would have carried over as well. The difference is if you, for any reason, it does happen a couple of times where there are 2 squads that are doing one each of the battles, those cards would be removed. So if there was, say, Captain Marvel was in the first fight and not in the second, this would be missing. Anyway, let's see what we can do here. We've got a lot of minions. We've got a lot of not minions, right? We've got Iron Man should probably, the great thing is you want to look and see what your sequences are, what you can line up, what you can take out at some point. With an environmental, we will also see the possibility of that being something we can use. But right now, let's see what we can do and help Doctor Strange a bit. Now, from his angle, there's not much you can do about these guys, which is a shame. We're not at a point where we can reorient ourselves, but Switching targets. Use tab to quickly switch between targets when a card is selected. So you can... No, I'm not... I usually use this.
This should be good.
Oh, no! Not you!
Hope Hydra has good insurance.
Oh, I messed up. I wanted to get Doctor Strange to do that. Oh. Fresser. No, that's not gonna work. See, none of these things can hit anything. They do once you get these, but darn. So we have to hit him against something anyway at this point. Eventually, things like Winds of Watum may also have a numeric value, so you can just fling them back and they go. But at this point, they have to knock into something.
Watch closely.
Yeah, I wanted to get one of the bigger ones.
You've been
down.
deceived by Lilith, and it may very well cost you your life.
Okay, redraw. Use redraw to replace undesirable cards in your hand. Highlight a card to redraw, then hold R to replace it with a new one. That works for me. I'm using a PC. If you're using PlayStation, I don't know any of that, so you'll probably have different instructions. Tip: the last card in your hand, Photon Beam, costs 3 heroism to use, but you only have 2 available. Try using redraw. Okay, that's good. Now, there's a couple things we can do with that. Number one, I do want to smack this guy. One less person to attack. There. Now, let's see. The only difference is you also think priorities. He's got block. He does not have block. So maybe he gets hit with less. It's gonna be the same either way. But he doesn't have block. I don't know if it's gonna make a difference at this point, but
Watch this.
that was the plan, though, was to knock one and the other, and then...
Arm D, B team, third string.
See, the idea was to get him with blast and then that, and it would have been a done deal and only had one left. Okay, so we got... When you see everything's gone and there's nothing you could possibly do, then your turn is over. See, the more things that they introduce into your gameplay, it becomes a different story. It's not just 3 card plays. What else can you do?
Position compromised.
As the adage goes, if at first you don't succeed,
Okay.
they're not quite ready to give up just yet.
Okay.
The odds
Now.
are still in my favor.
Okay, moving heroes. Use move to reposition a hero and set up the perfect knockback angle. Area of effect attack, or AoE. An area of effect, that might be something that involves a cluster within a radius that will get affected at the same time, or environmental attack. Select any location on the ground with left mouse button, your regular left click, to enter move mode. Select again at the desired location to confirm the move. Each turn you have 1 free move. The currently selected hero will execute the move. Also try moving him into position to kick the couch at the enemy units. Also, if you've done nothing else, you've not used any other cards or anything, you can still move that hero to fine-tune where you are and position you properly. And you will see this. I'm gonna use tab to switch between heroes. Currently select a hero will perform the move action. So I'm gonna bring that to Carol. And you can see they want you to go behind this nice sofa and see how, and that's one of the things you'll also learn to do in your gameplay, is set up your shots. There are a couple of things about this. Number one, hitting directly. Sometimes hitting enemies will ricochet them into other enemies, so we can see. So within this whole thing, many possibilities. Let's see. So first of all, you can see that, but can one of them actually ricochet into somebody else? I hope so. So first of all, yeah, when you have something that shoves or slides into something, then it usually costs 2 heroism. Similar if when they say area of effect, sometimes there'll be equipment in a net above. So anybody within a radius under that, again 2 heroism to do it, will be affected. So anyway, so we do this. It's not enough that you can take 2 out, unfortunately. But you can still get rid of 2 right there.
Is that all?
See where it hits hard at the other end. And choosing what to play. Up to 5 cards will be drawn to fill your hand at the start of each turn. Consider which cards to play, which cards to redraw, or keep for future turns.
Oh, that Davenport was at least a century old. What a waste.
Aw. Dude. So. Alright, so there's nothing here. I'd love to, but I don't think from his angle we could do it. There's also, remember, there's a guy here too. So, not a big fan. So this should be easy. He doesn't have knockback, so
let's do it. What are the qualifications to be a Hydra officer? I'd have guessed a warm body, but I think Lilith solved that too.
Okay, let's see if Winds of Watum will... See, it's not far enough to smack into something, so Winds of Watum is pretty much useless right now. I'm gonna use that as a redraw. What's new plan? Double your current heroism? Oh, please. Is that what you wasted me for? I tell you what I will do. This is good to have. You'll see.
One more time.
Fair enough.
Agamotto's Gaze is a good example of a very useful card that doesn't hit anybody. You draw the last 2 attacks you used, so you get those back. And you start the next turn with 4 card plays. How about that? And because it's a card, you get 2 heroism. So we're ending the turn with 4 heroism for the next turn.
Follow my lead. A gift from ancient traditions.
Okay, so we have nothing else we can do. And Iron Man's gonna get smacked. Still not enough to really...
But first you don't succeed, right?
We've got company.
Let's not waste any more time.
You want to finish the battle, use what you have learned to wipe out the Hydra's forces in the Sanctum.
How do these guys just keep showing up?
They are surprisingly relentless. In any event, we must provide Wanda the time she needs to activate the wards of protection.
Well, this is kind of nice, because she's already lined up. Oh, come on, please, people. I just put that sequence in, and you just chucked me out. Okay, damage each enemy in a line, going to the end of the battle area.
You asked for it.
Impressive.
Okay. I don't think we'll need this. I don't think we need this either. Okay, so this guy is a 10. See, that's what makes it so great. We have actually enough card play to finish this off just like this.
At least
simply.
Hydra Green is iconic. If you're a low-red mercenary, I mean.
This shouldn't take long. You guys should talk to your union rep. I don't think you're supposed to be fighting on our level yet.
Let's see if we can actually smack him into the table.
Watch and learn.
And just like that, with 4 card plays,
Nice
we had
move.
enough that we needed to finish this. Ta-da!
The wards. Something's blocking them.
Not something. Someone.
By the way, the Sanctum looked like it was 1 extra floor. It's not that tall.
Gozer?
Lilith. Mother of demons, harbinger of the midnight sun. Prophecy or not, you overstep. Challenging the sorcerer supreme.
Be silent. Be still.
What just happened?
Ow! Be gone. No! A fellow daughter of Transia. You remind me of my own beloved.
In virtute vishanti. Well done, Miss Maximoff. Your unique energy surprised her.
Whoa! I'm fine. What? I'm fine.
The prophecy is in motion. Lilith is still out there growing stronger each second the midnight sun approaches.
Define stronger.
If we are to have any chance of stopping her, there is only one option left to us.
I won't go back there.
We all must eventually face our demons, Miss Maximoff. However, one of us should remain behind to maintain the wards of protection.
See you on the other side.
Okay, so this gives you an idea of the gameplay and of structure of a story mission. Now here comes our introduction to the Abbey and more characters. You'll also see how the relationship between the Avengers and the Midnight Suns is really affected by Stark's attitude. You'll see.
Okay, you did that one on purpose.
The fabric of magic is unwinding. We are fortunate to be here at all.
And where is here, exactly?
Salem, Massachusetts. Well, a pocket dimension in Salem, Massachusetts.
Oh, suburbs. Nice.
Welcome to the Abbey. Home of the
Midnight Sun.
Yay! Last line of defense against Lilith, according to them.
The hell is this? Lilith's Junior Demon League?
Wait, it's that jerk from TV. Which one?
Now, if everyone would just take a moment.
Enough!
Caretaker, Last of the Blood, Immortal, formed the Midnight Suns.
You're standing on my flowers.
Oh, been a long time, Sarah.
It's caretaker now.
If I could have avoided this moment, I would, but...
Spare me the speech. I know Lilith's back. We're sisters after all.
Guess we're suddenly invisible now.
Shall we chat, Stephen?
No one can argue that the Hunter earned their rest in the first battle against Lilith. I only hope they are up for the task once more.
You wizards always make everything sound so lofty. I raised my sister's only child as a weapon against her.
And saved the world in the process.
Now you want me to dig them up and ask them to do it again.
I did not write the prophecy, Sarah. Besides, I am no common grave robber. We are simply reuniting their ethereal essence with their corporal form. Speaking of, it would help to have a mental image for the procedure. Spare no detail. Spiritual identity theft is no laughing matter.
Well. What do we do? It's time to make our hunter. Now, a lot of things I would like to have in the customizations we can only do later. I think you work with just the baseline to start. Because you know me, as far as skin tones go, I want alabaster, and that's not available. Because the palest pale is close to Lilith, and when it's close to Lilith, then it looks like a family resemblance. That's the way I work. Other things like customizing the hair, customizing the eyes. The last campaign, which is on YouTube in a playlist for New Game Plus and New Game Plus EG, which were sequences and episodes after the finale. That's where you get the bulk of your special cosmetic effects. I ended up kind of looking like her pet dog with red skin and yellow glowing eyes, which was really fun. Now, what kind of race? I like the whole "you are there" thing. I think it's cute. However, we do have somebody who's very pale from Eastern Europe that we're really sequencing this from, and that's what it's based on. That's why I tend to use this. If we knew better about what her father looked like, and how common was it in New England, in colonial New England, to maybe have somebody, who's got a little bit of like a Latino or more ethnic, so it'd be a combination. But I have a feeling that the immortal nature of her mother is probably dominant, which is why I usually pick this. I've got the skin tone. The eye color would also be usually lighter. Her mother, and as you can see with Sarah the caretaker, where's her sister, they have light eyes. They have very light, and we don't have those yet until we have access to our special stuff. So, we've got this for blue, I guess. But, you'll get lighter eyes. I liked using lavender eyes because they were a bit more mystical. I also enjoyed using, I used blonde last time, or whatever they have here for blonde. I didn't make them, I didn't plan to make them albino or anything, because I think you can get that too. And that really wasn't black to me. To me, that was brown. I mean, Mom is black. Black hair. I mean, jet black hair. We don't have that. And we don't know where her father comes from, so maybe putting it together, that's what we end up with. Eyebrows, same color. That works. Facial hair, not today. Now, the style. I was never a big fan of anything that's common in the game. Like, I don't like this because it's like I say, it looks like Star Trek Original Series Gamesters of Triskelon. Oh, please. We did this last time with the ponytail. It was problematic. A loose ponytail might be what we want this time. Also the, pseudo samurai look. Okay, it's been done a million times in games. Do I want this? No. Where is she going to have a curling iron for this? Let's be real. I mean, there are some things that other people... I mean, I know they use this for Captain Marvel, but there are other characters that have hair that I really like. What's the difference between... Oh, this one's longer than this. Oh, also, this seems to be... I think that's another villain in the game. Spiky dreads. We don't know what her father was in race. One of the ancient Midnight Suns is mentioned as being a freed slave. So when we look back in the history of the Abbey and the original Midnight Suns that the Hunter originally fought with before they fell, it seems that the spirit of vengeance was African. So we do have, in the past, people of color, and occasionally you have free people of color, which is great. I can think of a lot of great stuff they could have, and they don't have it. You know, I'm going to have the loose ponytail. I just like it for this. It's also common, but you know what? It looks good right now. We can change later. And we also have to, I put into consideration that even if I eventually want to have a shorter hair, this person's been sleeping for 300 years, and maybe this is a good idea to start. And then you could always change it to something else, because there hasn't been any grooming, there hasn't been any salons, and there hasn't been any haircuts in this time. They're in stasis, but they haven't died, so I don't know, maybe their hair grew at a slow rate. So we've got that. We've got eye color. What other colors do they have here? Green. Green looks lighter to me. I think I would do that one. Okay, so I guess without further ado, confirm.
Child of light and darkness, you who tame the night, hear the voice of those who beseech thee and...
The caller! Wait! Wait! Ah!
Mother. So, that's a good thing, right?
Sarah. Where is she?
As far as resurrection spells are concerned, I've seen worse. Particularly on myself.
Tony, come on. It's perfectly safe.
That thing wakes up and takes a bite out of you. Don't blame me.
Visiting hours are over.
You can't stay here forever.
There's nowhere else I should be.
Just saw that Stark guy poking around behind the mirror table.
Find me as soon as they awaken. And Blade, be nice.
Always am.
Okay, now we're on to the proper story. Battle rules apply. And time to meet the inhabitants.
So cold, but the air burns with every breath. Has it been so long? I know this place. In my dreams, it was always empty. But now I sense I am not alone.
Have to admit, Hunter, you make one hell of an entrance.
Ooh, we've got a talk thing on him already.
Guess that makes two of us.
You should have struck when you had the chance, vampire. You will not live to regret your error.
Cute, and Caretaker told me to be nice. Relax, Slayer, I'm a friend. You just don't know it yet.
Yes. I saw you with Sarah before. But what would she want with a vampire? Unless...
The name's Blade, and I'm no ordinary vampire. I get you've been out of commission, but I thought you noticed since we're having this little showdown under the freaking sun.
A dampier? Daywalkers were a myth even to me.
Says the half-human, half-demon monster hunter.
Let's see. You seem to know a lot about me. That still doesn't explain you. You're right, I do hunt monsters. I think I always answered the first one, but...
I do. And I must admit, I am curious. Tell me, Daywalker, how did you come to be?
Long story, and it's still not over. We managed not to kill each other for a while, and maybe I'll tell you one day.
I accept your challenge.
Right. As much as I'd love to see how much weirder this conversation can go, we should probably get moving.
Agreed. The prophecy is in motion. I can feel it. We have wasted too much time here already.
Man, the others are really gonna love you.
Others?
Yeah, you've got a little fan club, I think. But why spoil the surprise? Hope you're up for the challenge, chosen one.
Did I miss something? Or did Nico just raise the dead?
I definitely helped, but no, that's the one thing I can't do.
You were never able to raise the dead.
Huh? But she just did.
Maybe the hunter wasn't all dead.
Some part of them had to be alive, otherwise my spell wouldn't have done anything. Which makes sense, I guess.
Sounds like a reach to me.
Huh, coming from a vampire who loves to sunbathe at the pool.
Half vampire.
Half dead hunter.
Either way, wouldn't count on that working again.
Yes, we know.
Just trying to help.
How? By keeping an eye on things out here while the big wigs decide the fate of the world inside?
Someone has to babysit the kiddie table.
Babysitting or not, you realize they still have you out here with the kitties, right?
Oof, ouch.
Hi.
Hunter.
Hey, look who's awake.
Fine, speak.
Hunter. Not sure if you remember me, but we met briefly before. I'm
The witch who called me back from the grave.
Told ya.
or Nico, but either works. And this is
Robbie Reyes. Oh man, never thought I'd be standing next to you. Got quite a rep. I mean, caretakers told us stories.
That's Ileana.
Привет.
And I think you already met Blade.
Of course. Caretaker has reformed the Midnight Suns.
Whoa. How did you...
Your power. I can feel it. I always do.
So, welcome home. I guess
I never left.
Right. Well, we can fast forward through the tour then. The Abbey is still, well, you know, the Abbey. Basic stuff. Dorms, war room, library, a few places to chill, and, whatever the hell the Forge is. Have to say, for a haunted transient castle raised on the cursed grounds of Old Salem, it's pretty cozy. Of course, that doesn't stop us from adding some improvements. We can all thank Robbie for the Wi-Fi. Oh, and one more thing. We've got some new house guests now. You think we're a fun bunch, just wait until you meet them. Speaking of, we're here.
Yeah, okay. Spend 10 minutes in this place alone, Bruce, then see. Oh, gotta go. Show's about to begin.
Well, no pressure, huh?
There isn't time for a refresher, much less that sort of training regime. You'll have to trust that the hunter's past experience is enough.
Taking a big risk with your chosen one.
You act as if I'm thrilled with the situation. If you're concerned, then be all the more vigilant out there.
Easy for you to say.
Nothing about any of this is easy, Blade.
Yeah? Tell that to Wanda.
So, crazy day, huh?
Crazy indeed.
Lots of new blood around here. Some seriously powerful headliners.
Powerful, yes. But how powerful, we will see.
Big personalities, too.
I think you mean big egos.
But none of that matters unless they can help us get to Wanda.
You following me, Doc? Maybe you should go introduce yourself to the youngins.
I'm sure they know of the Sorcerer Supreme, and I wasn't following you.
How long have you two been sharing a room now? A day?
Oh, I don't know. What do you say, Doc? 6, 7 hours?
6 hours, 43 minutes, 8 seconds. And counting.
Wow. And you're already bouncing off each other like an old married couple.
Careful now, you're gonna make his cape jealous.
It's a cloak, not a cape, and it definitely wouldn't be jealous of you.
I'm calling it now. You two are gonna be best friends before this thing is over.
So that was Lilith, huh? She has a real 90s album cover vibe.
1690s, maybe.
Whoa.
Hard to believe she's the hunter's mother.
Is that Steve Rogers in there?
Resemblance dwindles when one is twisted by Chthon's power.
Whose power?
Chthon, the Elder God.
Is Chthon the elder god of metal bands?
Oh, no.
Tony, read your briefings.
Relax, I'm just spinning him up.
You think now's really the time for that? I nearly broke my hand on Lilith's face. She didn't even flinch.
The more dangerous the foe, the funnier I get.
That's debatable.
You should probably go talk to Caretaker. I think she's already got plans for your first mission.
Thanks. Hold on, let me see something. Are these guys hanging out? They all out there? Oh, look, everybody else is here. We see Steve Rogers loitering over there. So that's a given. But yeah, out there, you've got Deadpool sunning himself in the grotto. You've got Morbius meditating. You've got Spider-Man and Eddie Brock doing chin-ups and weights and stuff. You've got Scarlet Witch and Storm and Wolverine doing target practice. I'll show you. That's what DLC is about. You still have your friends. See? But they're kind of politely out of the way during this important scene. And Wanda's not working out. She's just hanging out, checking out, watching them. And there is Deadpool. And also, once all these cinematics are done, we can start customizing people and give them stuff. I mean, right now, for instance, Deadpool has board shorts, but he has actually something closer to, for him, closer to Speedos. So, pink Speedos. So we know that they're all gonna get all their different outfits and
A week ago, this place was like a tomb. A nice, quiet tomb full of things that knew how to mind their own business. And now it's a superhero frat house. And someone used all the hot water this morning.
Well, probably Stark. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we have here.
Just gearing up for ye old apocalypse, Hunter. Should have the world saved in less than a fortnight.
I don't want to get too close because they're funny about it, and even if you think you're not touching them, they think you're shoving them. Or I'd go over to Steve Rogers and see what he says, but let's see what any of them say.
I must admit, Hunter, having studied the tomes and read of your exploits in the past, it had never occurred to me that we might someday face Lilith together.
The last thing I thought I'd be doing this morning was bashing Hydra heads across the Sanctum Sanctorum. I am so glad I decided to wash my hero pants last night.
Yeah, you're gonna be wearing them for a while.
No signs of muscle atrophy. You seem pretty healthy for a reanimated corpse. You sure you're not a time-traveling robot? Did someone give you a cup of coffee at least? I know I'm useless in the morning without a little boost. We could probably have one of these witches or warlocks magic you over a barista.
And once again, there are no warlocks here. Warlock is a term for an oathbreaker. It is a negative connotation, and nobody here is a warlock.
Did someone give you a cup of coffee at least?
Okay.
I know I'm...
It's almost impossible to imagine the horror, the atrocities committed on these grounds all those years ago. Then again, we are less than 20 miles from Fenway Park.
And all those things, the history of the Abbey and whatnot, is going to be pursued and discovered and uncovered.
I imagine Caretaker will have a hard time putting you at risk so soon after your awakening, but I doubt Lilith will leave her much of a choice. Unfortunately, time is of the essence. Otherwise, I'd gladly offer to walk you through some of the more pivotal events that have changed the world since you last saw it.
How's it going?
Welcome to the War Room, Hunter.
I wonder if you ever ran into any of my predecessors back in the day. We, tend to stand out.
Yes, as a matter of fact.
With all these big names in here, maybe we should sell tickets. Ooh, could finally upgrade the TV to 4K.
There's a big screen TV in the common room for everyone.
I too was recruited as a child into a calling of power and violence. So far, it has worked out well for me. At least they don't have me stationed in some musty old dungeon like Strange and Stark.
Okay.
Things are likely to get pretty hectic around here, kiddo. Just like the old days. Take some time to adjust while you can.
This is, of course, the Hunter's aunt.
The table is all yours. Let's get to it. Just remember, if it came down to it, Your blood would make a mighty fine vintage.
Well, that's reassuring. There are going to be little objects to grab here and there early in the game. I mean, it's later in the game too, but more frequently early in the game because you can pick things up from tables and the floor and give as gifts to the heroes. You'll see. Ready for the sequence? Here we go.
Prophecies be damned. It's good to see that face again. You look like it was yesterday.
And you look older. How long was I in that crypt, Sarah?
No more than a few centuries. You were missed.
Centuries? And what of Lilith?
Fallen by your hand. Until now.
Yeah, so speaking of Lilith.
Tony?
What? The kid's literally speaking of Lilith.
Tony.
That's my name.
Tony. That's Carol and Dr. Spooky over there. Here to help.
Help with what, exactly?
Oh, I don't know. Throwing the magic amulet into the volcano? Smiting the dragon mother? You tell us, kid. You are the chosen one, after all.
Do you recall anything of that last encounter, child?
There was a voice. The rest is hazy.
Oh, a voice. That's it? A voice? That's what we have to go on?
Results of your long crypt sleep, most likely.
A minor inconvenience. Everything required to restore those memories is contained within my sanctum. I will simply alert Wanda to prepare the necessary rituals.
What? Straight to voicemail?
Some sorcerer supreme.
Must be mystical interference caused by this little pocket dimension of yours.
Perhaps Agatha can help.
Allow me. Alato.
Whoa, what kind of network you running there?
The all-seeing eye of Ereshkigal who judges, bound to enchanted Babylonian soul glass.
We just call it the mirror table.
Wanda!
The dark force, pushing against the wards. Stephen, where are you?
That's impossible. Nothing on Earth could possibly affect those wards.
Wanda's in trouble.
Wanda is trouble.
I'll go.
You'll need my help, of course.
Then let us make haste, Dr. Spooky. Our hunt begins now.
And once again, another peeve of mine, and these in general, is anything in this magic has to have Latin. It's supposed to be Babylonian soul glass, and this woman's origins are Eastern Europe. Again, Transia. Nothing that she's using, unless it's intentionally derived from another culture, should have Latin in it. His command should be Babylonian, right? Anyway, we have a new region available. Because we have New Game Plus, all regions will be available. It will not just be New York City, but usually, for the sake of the story missions and the story sequence, a new region is available in the mirror table. Missions can now appear in any region that has been unlocked. So usually it's just New York City. We will have 3 locations. So we have Transia, we have American Southwest, we have New York City. But for now, we are not doing any choices or side missions. That's how we do it.
With everything going on right now, we simply cannot afford to lose contact with the Sanctum or Wanda.
Now the great thing about this is because we have our abilities with us, we will be able to edit our decks and use what we need the most in our sequence. So that's good. Sanctum Sanctorum contains many powerful artifacts which must be protected. Doctor Strange needs to return to the Sanctum, find Scarlet Witch, and stabilize the wards. Now, keep in mind that the Hunter was out for like half a day, and in that time, various equipment from Stark, from Avengers Tower or Stark International, and from Doctor Strange's Sanctum were already transported here. So his Cloak of Levitation has a case. He has actually the most important magical item altogether is the Orb of Agamotto, and that's in the Forge. So he already has his most valuable relic. So, but they are safely here before this crisis has started. We're going to get something called a gamma coil. You'll see that soon, what that means. Okay. This will have a moment where we can actually see what we have. And we have the option now, because look what we have! Holy moly! Alright, so because this is early on in the game, we don't need all these things. I mean, amazing stuff. We've got Vapors of Veltor free. That's something that will conceal if somebody's being targeted a great deal. That is something that will hide them and heal them and not cost a card play when it says free. Agamotto's Gaze. One gives heroism, one, if you just redraw it, will protect the Doctor. Axe of Angaramus is now quick. If you knock someone out with it, you don't use a card play. I don't think we need all this stuff, to be honest. I'm going to put another Winds of Watum. Obviously, we've got Axe of Angaramus like a supersonic quick card. Keeping those. Vapors of Veltor, I don't think we need that either. For the sake of this, where we are, maybe Bolt of Balthak wouldn't be a bad thing to have. We have one that says on KO draw a card, which means we'll have more variety of cards. Blessing of Vishanti is something that is very popular at this time. It's been modified so it gives 3 heroism, not 2, like the usual skill cards. I might put that in. So that means hero cards have more oomph to them. But that's a lot here. I would rather actually have something that will... You know what? I don't think we need block. Let's give ourselves a Bolt of Balthak or something. And notice that we have, look at the value of this, 34. If he has full health, another 11. So we are in the very first actual mission. They're not going to be stronger than that. Seven Sons of Cinnabis is 23. It does go up by 23s, depending on how much heroism you accumulate. On KO, draw a card. I like that. So yeah, we're going to do 3, 2, and 3. See how that goes for him for now. Eventually we'll be using more cards that are more interest. See, Crimson Band's Torak will bind someone. Sometimes we can knock somebody into something that'll stun them or knock them out, but sometimes you don't have that choice. You can bind someone, and while they are bound, when it says apply a vulnerable, your attacks are 150%, so it's half stronger than the usual. So that's good. Now let's see what we have for, and you know, the customization is not available until later. Once you're out of this, you can customize their outfits and everything else. Now, we're going for Blade. Blade, what do you have for us? Now, we have Quick Strike. We want Quick Strikes. Strike, chain 3, gives, instead of 1 heroism, gives 2 heroism. Make him bleed is already something, but also if we don't use it, we can redraw and he can hide and not be attacked. Say there are 3 of them pointing at him. You do that, he's off radar, no one attacks. It's great. I made this a knockback, which is good. Stake costs 1 less heroism when it's upgraded, and lifesteal, for those not familiar, basically it's a way of gaining your health back. Whatever you attack the enemy with and they come down, you get. Daywalker. Do we need glaive? I don't know. I like... Well, glaive is his big one, right? Well, he has stake, which is pretty nice too. But if we change this... Oh, Daywalker. I would have liked to have a chain. Well, there's strike. And now marked. What is marked? Marked is if an enemy is marked and they're knocked out, they're refunded. You're refunded your card play. It's like you don't have to use a quick card to get your card refunded, your card play refunded. You can use that. Okay. Now, Hunter, you might be a little over-equipped too. Let's see what we have with you. I love Bladestorm. That's a real cheater in this level. Look, it's 120. It's huge. Holy Burst is great because it's an area ability that any heroes and villains in the same radius, the heroes will be healed by 144. Oh, actually, no. They're going to be 360, and none of them have 360 yet, I don't think. Well, I'm 606, so maybe they do have. And all the villains will be taken out by 144, so it's great. Bands of Fire is my quick card. Instead of a regular knockback, it's a knockback in any direction, so it's very flexible. This turns any hero card to 0 heroism, so it's it doesn't cost anything to use it, just a card play. Mindbender is my favorite cheater card because I have free on both, and basically in its upgraded form, it will you select somebody, and that enemy will attack the closest enemy to them twice. Very useful. Deadly Ground. Don't know if we need that just yet. And Holy Spark is a quick card. I'm thinking Deadly Ground at this point might be good with Quick Slash. Now you can see, even upgraded, these things have a value. So even if there's nothing to knock them into, like a wall or another enemy, just using it on a minion will take them down. Yeah, I got a lot of fun things in this. There's a Forceful Knockback, which is another one. Now, when you apply Bleed, which is something you see a lot with people like Blade or Morbius, the character is going to lose yay much points when they exert themselves during their turn. So it's possible that you've given someone Bleed, they attack you, and then at the end of the villain's turn before the heroes start, they keel over, knocked out. It's because they had Bleed and it just took them off for us. Alright. So we're doing Quick Slash that gives us Bleed. That's not a bad idea. I wonder if that even matters. You know why? Because... well, you know what it does matter, because what we often do is we'll knock one into another and one of them is bigger. So they're left, and then we let the Quick Slash Bleed do the rest belatedly. Okay, let's see what that's like. Okay, so we've got passives. I'm usually good with them. They basically give me protection so I can focus more on the heroes and their well-being. There are no combat items. We don't have that yet. That's something that does not carry over, and we will earn those as we go through the course of researching and developing our abilities in the Abbey. Okay.
Even given the fluctuations in the astral spectrum, I should be seeing something. Unless Bruce is right about gamma interference. If such a thing could even exist. The wards have been activated before, and I've never experienced such a reaction. Or perhaps I have simply erased that timeline so as not to affect my own destiny. I am quite efficient with my future and past selves in that regard.
Really? I remember him saying more things.
Welcome, Hunter.
Hello there. Like he was saying, I think last campaign he said, if I'm to be a member of the Midnight Suns, I should talk to Blade about the types of sunglasses where he gets them. Okay, he won't say it this time.
Are you ready? The prophecy of the Midnight Sun does not linger, and neither should we. Lilith possesses the Darkhold. If she forced her way into my Sanctum Symbiotum once, I suspect she can do it again.
You are a sorcerer supreme. Can you not predict her movements?
Normally, yes. But since your mother breached the sanctum, my sense of the future has grown volutinous in nature.
Is that another language, or...?
Fuzzy. My predictions are fuzzy. For the first time as Sorcerer Supreme, I cannot foresee how the future unfolds, and with my apprentice in danger, we cannot tarry.
See, now that's also stupid, because if you're from 300 years ago, volutinous would be something that would make sense to her, and fuzzy would sound like something's hairy. So, okay. Don't worry, Doctor, we'll save your home. Can your apprentice withstand Lilith? What's so important about the Sanctum whatever, well, let's not talk like, you know, a Gen Z brat, okay?
I understand the urgency. Your apprentice is in grave danger, yes?
Wanda is no mere apprentice. She is the Scarlet Witch, one of the strongest magical practitioners I have encountered. But she hasn't channeled such power on her own since... Never mind. One crisis at a time. I do not doubt Wanda's capability, but without my predictive acumen, I cannot bolster the wards should she need it. Still, the wards are woven into the Sanctum's very essence. They should hold. In any case, all will be revealed with time. I suggest we make use of it while it still functions.
See that? We got our first friendship from him. So he's our first friendship dude.
We should hurry. As much as I'd love to hear a first-hand account of your exploits, time is of the essence, I'm afraid.
Oh, there's no reagents to pick. You know me.
I can't help but feel a tinge of impatience. Wanda can maintain the wards, I'm certain of that. But perhaps we shouldn't linger?
Hey, look, I don't want to leave you behind, you know what I mean?
About time.
Not just about time, Mr. Brooks. Time, space, reality, the building blocks of magic. All must be constant for my portals to work properly, yet as we now know, that is no longer the case.
We've heard.
Several times.
Otherwise, I would still be hunting dread maidens in my sleep.
Indeed. And while I certainly appreciate the view of this vista, I fail to see how it will hasten our return to the Sanctum.
Magic is the answer.
No, as I've just stated, magic is the problem.
Your magic is. Not ours. The ground you are standing on exists within two worlds. A mystical anchor point to Ileana's realm that allows her to... Well, I'll just let her show you.
Any more questions?
Nice.
I do hope we haven't already squandered what little time we had to our advantage.
Wow.
I don't care what Strange says. I'm only going to the Sanctum to give Wanda some backup. This should be an easy warm-up for a legendary killer like yourself. New York is probably going to look a little different than you remember.
I don't think I left New England.
I'm sure no one mentioned it, but the cape and tight crowd frown on killing the bad guys these days. I'd resist the urge if you can. This should be an easy warm-up for a legendary killer like yourself.
The power coming from behind this portal is tremendous. I am surprised this magic and I have never crossed paths before. At least at the bar with no doors.
Actually, in the comics universe, all the magic people hang out there. It's sort of like a magic speakeasy, and it's a tiki bar, which seemed to escape the writers and designers here. They thought it was an old-timey New England tourist trap kind of tavern place, which is not true.
If someone's messing with Wanda, they're about to have a real bad day.
Well, I can't talk to,
Wanda belongs here.
I can't talk
Bring
to
her
a
back
caretaker
safe.
without getting the others upset that I'm shoving them, so I'm not going to do it. Okay, let's go, friends.
You are standing in limbo. Nexus of all realities, both real or otherwise. A chaotic but secret realm, beyond the influence of Lilith. Thus far.
Are you certain of that? Because I am sensing all kinds of...
Dark energy. That feeling you're being watched. General hellhole vibe.
Yes.
All these potentialities converging at once? Truly surprising feat, Miss Rasputin. For someone so young, of course.
Look at that. An alternate reality hunter.
You think this is crazy? Wait until you see Manhattan.
From here, magic can open gateways to just about anywhere on our planet, and beyond. We don't want to risk punching through the wards protecting your sanctum, Doctor, so we've chosen a safe exit a few blocks over instead.
Couldn't be worse than the last time.
It was just a simple miscommunication.
Ocean Avenue. I said Ocean Avenue, Magic.
That's in Brooklyn. Instead, I guess she dunked them into the ocean. Here we go. And no, it doesn't look like the West Village. It looks like East Village meets Brooklyn when I see it. For those who have never seen my videos before, I actually live in Queens, New York, like Spider-Man. And so I'm very familiar with New York City and Manhattan. I am in New York City, technically.
Hey, I'm walking here. All I ate today was a bagel.
They have weird-looking clones for civilians here, too.
Well, at least we know the wards of protection are still in place.
For now.
I suggest we hurry.
Arm Alpha in position!
Hydra officer dedicated, not your average Hydra goon.
No one's getting through!
Welcome to New York.
Welcome to an actual early game, new game plus sequence with all the trimmings.
I hesitate to call this good news, but I'm seeing minimal Hydra resistance between you and the Sanctum.
Is it just me, or...
Looks can be deceiving, I'm afraid. There's no way these foot soldiers are behind the disruption of the wards of protection.
Is it just me, or do I just have 2 cards for myself? Well, I guess we each have... Well, it's just 1. See, at this point, this might be in our favor. I don't like using my card play like that to start, but we're limited.
Just what this battle requires.
This is almost not fair. What do we have here? We have this Hydra Goon. We have a chain 3. What is him? 60? 30? We definitely wouldn't want to waste anything there. 7 says the Cinnabus. I can't even. See, but I would like to use... Where does he end up here? It doesn't even tell you. Usually there's a green circle where you're left. And these guys. Also, we're back to defaults, like how far you can jump, how far this can hit, how far a knockback can throw somebody. So those all go. We don't need to conceal. They're all looking at Doctor Strange too, with the exception of 1, and that's going to be easy. So we get a quick card. Attacks with the quick word "quick" will refund the card play when used to KO an enemy. Use them on minions, it's easy peasy, unless somebody's weak enough. Now, this one also has a modification to draw a card. We're gonna want that.
On. Give the mother my regards. In hell.
So you can see, 3 card plays doesn't necessarily mean you use 3 cards in a proper turn. This is knockback. I made it knockback. See, but is he gonna take that one out? I don't know. That's a good question. Critical abilities. All damage-dealing hero abilities have a chance to become critical when they're drawn. Critical abilities deal increased damage. The chance for an ability to be critical is determined by a hero's critical chance stat. That's going to go up with time. The bonus damage dealt by a critical ability is determined by a hero's critical damage statistic. So, if we could do this and hit him... You know, the trouble is, if we did the other way around... it would be better. So is that something that we want to... 19, what's this guy? 30. It's gonna take a card play. You know what? Maybe that's a good thing. 1, 2, 3.
Get some!
That's the spirit.
We get 5. Now, this went up in value because one of Doctor Strange's qualities is his cards. He doles out a lot of heroism, but he'll also use the heroism with enhanced value. So maybe it started less, now it's 57. And with the 2 guys left, I'm not so happy about this Hydra goon here, though. But I have an idea.
Now you've won it.
Besides, this is pretty much. Don't screw up our timeline, right? Now, there's more to it. And let's give the hunter something to do, shall we? I think that's close enough. This is one heroism. We got the momentum, but I did put in the right place. Sometimes when you go to something like one of these items, you could see there was this green preview of lining up. But if I didn't line it up correctly, I could continue and move more, and it would have worked. Bye, Hydra Elite.
Misguided as they are, remember, Hydra is still human, Hunter. Not Lilin.
You were saying?
The lifeblood of the Mother pumps through our veins. The Mother is eternal. Hydra is eternal.
Wanna bet?
Wanda!
Wards! Weakening! Cannot let them fail!
The Neighborhood Association is not going to like this.
Nope.
I'll handle it.
Or not. We do not fear your magic, little wizard. We have answered the Mother's call. We are venom to all who oppose her. And you are lunch.
We are venom and you are lunch. Oh, don't worry, we'll take care of you. Defeat Fallen Venom. Fallen Venom symbiote binds can be broken by attacking them with hero abilities. That means he can slime you basically and hold you down, so you could just smack it like the binds were a minion. Okay, hidden intentions. Powerful enemies like Fallen Venom do not forecast which hero they intend to attack, and may attack multiple times on their turn. Watch out. I think for the first time, the Venom, you just take him out.
Certainly escalated quickly. Do I even want to know what that beast is?
It calls itself Venom. Until now, a pale imitation of a very heroic young friend of mine.
We will feed your ugly tongue to the spider wizard. Marinate it in his stomach juices and eat it.
Oh, also early on in the story, Venom gives a lot of cooking advice.
Maybe you should teach me that one.
Oh, that's a good knockback to have. I would like that, please. Okay, that was a free card, so it doesn't give a card plate, but since it's been made to knock back, that's also useful.
Don't quit.
Now that was something.
Well, that's stuck. That one. We really need something that hits a little better than that. What do we have left on hand? 181? Pity. Oh, please.
Preparation.
We can't throw them over the edge.
No time to lick our wounds.
But we can use this and keep them from attacking twice. They'll only attack one hero.
Let me show you the way. I haven't felt this good in years.
See, now he gets his first level up. So that's great too. Is there something we can also do? Nah, not really. We need heroism to use environmentals, so the moves are a bit of a waste. Well, not exactly a waste. Let's see, where is... Oh, he's hiding, so won't be attacked. He won't... There's no place here that... He might fling anybody into a barrel. It's true. Because this one stuns people and the barrels injure them. So we can't do anything with the card plays we have, and so we're gonna end the turn.
We will peel back your flesh.
So he'll attack one of us, but he's not gonna attack two of us. Whoa, hello. Didn't I tell you? It's gonna smack us into something no matter where you are.
They haven't given up yet.
Usually in something like this, see? He got injured because he's got bleed going.
This house belongs to Mother now. As you belong to us. We shall start with your juicy entrails. Then slowly savor your delicious brains.
Are the rest of your mother's children so chatty?
Thankfully, no.
The question is, you know, we're limited of where we can go, but a knockback in any direction gives us an advantage. If only we could. So let's tail around and see what other things we can do with this guy. He's in a place where he can't really be contained. It's a bit frustrating. By the way, the two heroism out of nowhere, that's Doctor Strange. He has a very supportive passive that randomly 50% of the time he will start our turn with two heroism right off the bat. Now this is a problem because we're not close enough to this. Was a time when that wasn't a problem, but we don't have that right now. So I'm gonna take this.
Watch and learn. This should aid me in my fight.
Yep. Now look at all that. Mind that, but that should give it forceful. I'm gonna use the move.
The endless search for wealth and power with just a tinge of fascism. Hydra will never change.
Oh. Did I see something I didn't notice before?
Consider it done.
Never mind. We can use this. I think I've injured Doctor Strange in the process, though. Oops.
You were never strong enough to face me.
Oh, I can't wait till that's over with, and we can do that to our advantage instead of our disadvantage. Yeah, he got a little injured because we used up all his shield and block.
No escape from me, demon.
Hold up. We don't know what we're dealing with yet.
Such easy What?
Hey, big guy!
Friendly? Neighborly? Spiderly?
I was in the neighborhood. You know, being friendly. Seemed like you folks could use a hand, Doc.
Spider-Man!
Jeez, Eddie, what happened to you? That's sort of a horrifyingly terrible new look. The tongue was gross enough, but whoa! Someone is extra touchy today.
We will rip your face off and suck the marrow from your bones!
Always nice to see you too, buddy. So, I'm thinking your friends here could use a little break. How about I take Eddie here for his afternoon walk? Don't worry, Doc. That's just his way of saying he cares!
Okay, one was in one turn, one was in 2 turns. We got our first gamma coil and our first picture, but you know what? I've learned why settle for this. Find a good lighting and then work with it. So we don't have to keep any of this. And you're free to fast forward this when you see this on video, but I tend to make a little more of these. We have a dorm for the heroes, and they've got quarters, and we often put pictures into their frames. So we want to make stuff that's maybe memorable or something that, you know, that looks like a photo. Right? But remember, we could add characters, including the villain, by the way. That's kind of nice. So, the only thing I don't see here is Spider-Man. I guess that's for another time. Now, my character's fairly clueless in this right now and doesn't know anybody. I'm not going to make her smile, as I often do in these. If I want to keep the angle, I could just change it like this and then add blade. What I could do is I could actually have Blade fighting in the background with Venom. Oh, actually, so that's what we're going to do. Hold on a second. So we can actually have a shot like this. Now, let's go back to Blade, bring him up. Zoom them out. So I could do real cool shit like this. Pardon my French. It is what it is, and it's cool. Let's see what happens when we do this. I might not like that, but sometimes I like them all in the front, and then the other one's like, oop, you didn't know that. They's creeping at you. So I may have this, and it doesn't look like much of a jump, though. I would like jumping. I guess that's what it is. Oops, sorry. Okay, let's get Blade. Is there a better one? Oh, so that's a good one. And we could bring them closer, which I want more detail. I want a yell. And I think that's our picture. So you could do anything you want. You could make anything candid, serious. Then, do I like the lighting? I don't know if I like the lighting. It's better lighting. You can see more details on the face. I'll take that. Then you go to graphics. You have a backdrop. You could have the city. There's a purple city. We like purple cities. And I think that's good. Okay, photo roll. You saved a photo on your photo roll. It's the first time, the first picture in this folder for this campaign. Photos can be viewed by visiting the gallery in Superlink, which you'll learn about soon. Any photo can be converted to a painting that can be hung on the walls of the Abbey. Okay. Yay us. So, what did we learn? We learned that magic is that a symbiote is impervious to magic. We also learned that the hunter is getting a severe reaction
Congratulations.
to the symbiote.
New world or not, some things remain unchanged.
The look.
What look?
Boldly charging headfirst into the jaws of your enemy. Courageously risking the lives of yourself and your teammates. Just to play the hero. This is the Fire Dragon all over again.
Fire Dragoon. My memories may be fragmented, but as I recall, I killed the bastard.
And all it cost was a village.
Of course. I see it now. The look.
Cut him some slack. It wasn't that simple.
It never is. Which is why I sent you to help. If Spider-Man hadn't come along today, We could have lost far more than
the Sanctum?
Or Wanda.
She means I could have died. Again, putting an end to her eternal crusade against my mother.
You've been through a lot. For now, it's enough that you all made it back in one piece. More or less. We'll talk more later. Get some rest.
Okay, well. It's raining.
Not to be the nagging old lady, but I told you not to push too hard. Now that things have settled down, you should get some rest. It won't always be this quiet. Now that things have settled down, you should get some rest.
All right. I got it.
It won't always be this quiet.
Ooh, it's raining, and guess what? Reagents! Picking mushrooms. Who wants soup?
That was a complete fiasco.
And it would have been far worse had Spider-Man not arrived when he did.
No kidding. Caretaker would have been pissed if Venom had actually eaten a hunter.
Yes, one disaster averted. But we still need to figure out how to get Wanda and the Sanctum back. An impressive first outing, just as I had expected. You're going to do great things, Hunter. Not the outcome I envisioned for our first mission together, but you know what they say. Any mystical battle you can teleport away from. Given my situation, for now I suppose this truly is my home away from home. Not the outcome I envisioned for our first mission to...
You did okay out there, considering you were technically dead 72 hours ago. Not bad, Hunter. Not bad at all. You should probably head inside. Take it easy before we have to go out again. Can't hurt to warm up on Hydra's flunkies. You've got an endless supply of practice dummies to beat on.
I'm surprised did not say anything about picking these things. But you know, we have them. We'll keep over there till the next time, because that's going to be part of the story. So we've gotten our first reagents, the oyster mushrooms.
Hunter,
and they're not for
you
eating.
look scathed.
Do I?
You're looking well, Chief. Hey, for what it's worth, I think you did okay out there. You got some decent hang time, even given you were wearing, what, 70, 80 pounds of chainmail? On the Stark scale of reckless yet daring heroics, I give it a solid 6 out of 10. Don't worry, you'll get there, with a little help.
And where exactly am I going?
Oh, that's the real question, isn't it? Sky's the limit for you, my friend. Unless you'd be up for wearing a space helmet. You do breathe air, don't you? You know what? It doesn't matter. I couldn't help but overhear Auntie Caretaker over there telling you to get some rest. It sounds like a good idea to me. I suppose I could keep you company on the way, seeing as our rooms are in the same direction and all. Besides, no one should be forced to walk the hallways around here alone.
Wimp.
So, here we are. The old room, huh? It's not bad. Functional. Solid construction. Almost cozy. Love the antique furnishings from the early Mephisto collection. Full transparency, Hunter, there's another reason I asked to join you here, other than my abject terror of this entire facility. Stopped here before, while you were out. Wanted to surprise you with a nice little housewarming present. Was all set to write you a lovely welcome note, but I'm fairly certain that wasn't red ink in your quill.
But I do not have a quill.
Even better.
Relax, Tony. I simply jest. It is an ink derived of the spider lily flower, red spider lily flowers.
Of course it was. Obviously.
With just a touch of amphibian blood. For power.
Haha! Another zinger. And we'll just leave it at that. Well, I suppose I should leave before whatever monstrosity that is most definitely hiding under your bed jumps out, rips my face off, and then proceeds to feast on my soul. I'll leave you to it.
May your sleep be filled with pleasant dreams, Tony.
Right back at you. Oh, and if you hear the shrieking of a grown man, please ignore it. It's just me, walking to my room.
Okay, open his present. Now, at this moment, I think we can... Oh, we can't dip into it just yet. It's grayed out. What we have, and we're still in a story sequence mode. See, the door is closed, and everything's covered. It's raining out. That's usually when I like to run around out there, but...
Hi, I'm Tony Stark. But if you're hearing this message, you already know that. When I'm not saving the world, I solve the world's problems with technological means, like the one you're holding. I call it the Spark, a secure information and communication device built only for superheroes. It does all the usual, private messages, pictures, and calls for some reason. But it also comes with access to Superlink, a private social network exclusively for your cape-wearing, world-saving compatriots. You might ask, Tony, aren't you just repurposing a failed product from your communications division? If you do, I'll revoke access and let everyone else know you're a jerk. I call it the Wonder Man rule.
Okay, Superlink is your connection to the rest of your team, a social network just for superheroes. Check Superlink frequently for updates from other heroes in the Abbey. And we got our first one, and of course, there's always gonna be some kid who has to say, first post. What do you mean? We've had Superlink for months now. We use it every day. I mean, first post that the hunter sees. Robbie, you can't keep doing this when someone new joins the Superlink. Yes, I can. He means he will throw your spark in the lagoon. He wouldn't do that, right, Blade? Right, Blade? Fine. Last time. I see we also have... we have spam on my chat, which is... that's what I usually get. Ileana! First we make Wanda leave, now we leave her to die, some heroes. I assure you that is not the case. She was sent to you for protection. I see how that worked out, Supreme Sorcerer. We both know that it's more complicated than that, Ms. Rasputin. I took Wanda as my apprentice for a reason. Have faith, she can handle herself. Strange did everything he could to get to Wanda. So did I, and the Hunter. Take a breath, Ileana. We'll get her back soon enough. Wanda should be here with us. Of that, I'm in agreement. So that's what it is. Eventually we'll get messages on the side. And that's really what we have, this one picture so far. And we can see here, you could actually turn it. We have 33,000 gloss. We will never be wanting. But yeah, we can convert this into a painting and either put the whole thing in there, or we can have it horizontal and just me and Dr. Strange. There are all kinds of possibilities. And eventually we will be able to send heroes on their own solo missions for a day, and they can have nice solo pictures that you could put in very nicely framed in vertical frames and portraits. So there's a lot to look forward to and reacquaint ourselves with. Looking at inventory, you could see what we have right now. We have all our abilities. This is our resources. We have 12 legendary blueprints for the future, 2,200 credit. We have 65 intel. I suppose I could have converted some things to intel too. We have lots of gloss. We have 20,000 skill essence, almost 17,000 attack essence, and we have over 20,000 heroic essence. If we need something, we have it. The only thing we have right now is oyster mushrooms, and that's something we'll be just developing ourselves. Masterworks that we make ourselves and that we find will populate this. That did not carry over. Collections did not carry over. Things like I say, things like books, things like journal entries that we find along the way, those are all going to be in there. Gifts, you start from scratch. Quest items, that's where you're going to see the things we get from mysteries, and that's also where you're going to find things that we get from artifacts are going to show up here too. And combat items, we don't have anything yet. So also the resources, you know, I do remember having keys, so maybe along with customization that shows up later. So we are encouraged to check our room. Obviously, here's our first journal page. Aunt Sarah wants me to practice my letters, so here I am. But every time I dip this pen in ink, I just want more and more to go out into the yard, beyond the yard, into my secret spots. I left my dolls scattered about before the storm, and I'm afraid they're hurt. Do dolls hold grudges? Agatha says they don't, but I still feel sad for them. So we're going to be seeing a lot of things that kind of introduce us to the characters and the times. I mean, obviously, the hunter is being raised by Sarah and Agatha. So I'm going to... I mean, we're going to be collecting these.
My
right
old
now,
journal. Maybe it is time I start writing in it again.
Okay, so we've got one of 12 of those. Complete collections to gain special rewards, and we also got arcane knowledge that's going to develop. And then eventually we'll be able to do things like open chests out there for free, depending on what they are. So here is another picture.
We were all so happy then.
Circa 1710. So we've got Agatha and Sarah with Hound, Charlie. And Charlie isn't Charles. Charlie is like Charlotte or Charlene or something, because it's a Goyle. And
there never was enough room for my armor in this thing.
Gloss earned from missions can be spent to unlock cosmetic options for Hunter or purchase outfits. And see how everything is here. I mean, some of it you're going to have to rebuy. No big deal. You know, I like First and 4. It's been added to your inventory. Oh, you don't want me to do more? I have cosmetic things I want to do. I want my skin tone to be alabaster. That's what I want. Where's the alabaster I earned? See, I already used it, so that counts. See, now she'll have look more like that. Now, yeah, I could also do all the crazy stuff too, like, ooh. But right now, I think I want to have like the lighter eyes. And maybe at certain milestones, I'll give her something else. See, gray eyes. That might be more like Mom. I want lighter eyes. Might be too light, we'll see. So, anyway, that's what I'm going to do for now. Because that's what she should look like. Anything like armor and stuff, that's gonna be a ways off. Do I want room upgrades? Yeah, I want my bed back. I would like the curtains. I always like the purple. Okay, so now we're gonna go to bed. You know what? I'm gonna say we aren't going to go to bed. I think we're gonna hold off here. We have a big day ahead of us in the next sequence where we learn all our Abbey stuff, and we need to get accustomed to that. Probably meet some of the DLC directly. So, and I'm really I have a second thoughts about the eyes, but I'll figure that out. Anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. Again, this is going to be a New Game Plus Express Light Hunter, and that doesn't mean we're going to be entirely light answers. There are certain people that really benefit from dark answers. We'll still get there very easily. I guarantee you. But there's some really nice perks to that, so we want to go there. Until next time, thanks for watching, and take care.